I worked for many years on hunger and poverty issues, including with the Lutheran Church here in Minnesota. My wife, Sarah, and I lived in Central America for part of the 1980s, working for Augsburg College. For the past 13 years, I've been teaching justice and peace studies at the University of St. Thomas. I was a foreign policy advisor for Paul Wellstone, met with Wellstone before he took his courageous vote against the Iraq War. I publicly debated Jim Ramstad prior to the war and said it would be a disaster. We were being lied to and manipulated by a politics of fear. I'm running for the U.S. Senate because I have 3 daughters. I'm worried about their future, and I'm worried about the future of this country. This is the worst administration in U.S. history, and it's time to send Norm Coleman packing. I'm also running because I take very seriously when the lead environmental scientist at NASA tells us, and please listen carefully. He says the decisions we make in the next few years will determine the quality of life for all future generations. So that means that this election has to be about us. I learned from my father that hope begins with honesty. I learned from Paul Wellstone that we never change the world by saying what can't be done. We change the world by saying what needs to be done and then working hard and passionately to achieve our goals. And that's what we're going to need to do. We face 3 enormous challenges. The first is, instead of borrowing trillions of dollars and fighting an endless series of wars, now is the time to build the renewable energy economy. Let's build the windmills right here in Minnesota, the solar panels right here. Let's build the next generation of electric plug-in hybrid cars right at that Ford plant. That's our first challenge. The second one, and I'm the only candidate probably in the country willing to say this, we have to help this nation that we love transition from dominant military superpower to just being a good country that will join the community of nations to solve pressing problems. As long as we spend half the world's military spending, we won't have a healthcare system that works or an education system. One day of Iraq war spending, we could hire 9,300 teachers for a year. We have to make this transition. And the third great challenge we face is we need an economy and social priorities and a tax system that serves the common good. You want to have a healthy economy? Then strengthen unions and living wage jobs. Take away the tax breaks for the richest 1% and fully fund education, preschool through university. And let's do what Paul Wellstone said and do what every other industrial country in the world does. Take the power away from the health insurance industry and the pharmaceuticals, and let's have a national single-payer healthcare system that meets the needs of all of our people. Now let me ask you, how many of you have children, grandchildren, or you know children? How many of you don't care about children? We all care about children. Let me tell you, all over the state, I see that our hopes and our dreams are in a tug of war with our fears and our anxieties. We don't need more politics of division. And we're not going to defeat Norm Coleman in a street fight. We're going to beat Norm Coleman because the people of Minnesota are hungry for a politics of hope. We are ready to be courageous, and we want our leaders to be courageous. And we're ready to accept a call to action because we know the future of our children and their children's future depend on what we do. I tell people, welcome. Welcome to the most important decade in human history. We didn't choose that, but now our choices really matter. I've had 30 years of experience in working on these issues. I believe that I can help build and galvanize the movement that we need, the citizens' movement that we need to take this country back. But I need your help. I need you to be courageous. I hope you will help me build that movement. Thank you very, very much.